everybody, welcome to 50/50 Booking. I'm Peter. Over there is Aaron. He's caring with his colours. He Twitch streams a lot. You guys should check it out. And I believe you have something coming up Twitch-wise you may want to talk about, yes?
Yes, on the 24th, which I believe is this Friday, we're doing a 24-hour stream in aid of Minds, the mental health charity. We're also going to be making it a 36-hour stream if we raise £100 within the first 12 hours.
You're going to have to start that later in the day. So that way, if you do reach 100,
I know,
and I do the whatever it is, then
yeah. If we do hit the £100 mark, we're going to be Kaylee's going to be taking over the stream for a couple of hours. So that way I can get 2 hours sleep and then carry on with it.
Sleep?
I don't want to be having a seizure on stream if I go like full 36 hours.
That's fair.
Oh, fuck. I won't be getting home from work until about 7, half 7.
That's fine.
Well, that's good timing. You can then just plonk yourself down right as you come home. It's fine.
I mean, I suppose you could do the food when I finish. Oh no, I'll just order because it'll be a day after payday.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you organise Twitch streams. Last minute without a clue.
I was going to steal his Twitch last night and stream, but I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't.
As long as it's not a snatch stream, then you're fine.
Or a hot tub stream, because I don't think you'd be able to fit a hot tub in the front room.
It depends on the hot tub.
Be the size of a barrel with a foot pump hanging out the end of it.
Sounds like the man's tried that. So there you go, people. You can think what you like there. You know, so he's not denying it. It kind of tells me it's true.
I cannot deny nor say.
What was the question?
About a hot tub stream.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, we all know Kaylee will do it, but it depends on how much you tip as to what you get.
This week was pretty big WWE wise. I had quite a few. Well, we had the pay-per-view, and that's about it.
Yeah, true. So
nothing really in the shape of news anywhere else, as far as I'm aware, anyway.
Just to explain to Aaron's Twitch viewers and to obviously the YouTubers, yeah, if you see me looking away and doing stuff, it's because I'm actually also still working whilst we're doing the stream because I've had a very busy day and it's still going on. So that's what it is, and I am paying attention. So if he asks me stuff, or if there's anyone on the Twitch who likes asking questions, apparently you do, then still do so because you will get answered. So we're not I'm not ignoring anyone. So there you go.
So I probably just best to get on with the wrestling side of things, because I mean we've got Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and Elimination Chamber to talk about.
Well, you are the boss, Vince, you know.
You're the one who's in charge. You can put me backstage and everything. I can't do nothing to you.
Well, I'm in charge of the booking, yeah, so there is that.
I mean, you could change the content, but I think if we started talking about AEW, we wouldn't like it as much after a couple of weeks.
Careful, boy. I have the pen.
I thought you had to be scared of a pencil more of a pen.
No, you use the pen because the pen means whatever I do is permanent.
Ah. What
The
about one
pen,
of those pens that you can rub out afterwards?
that's not a pen, that is a pen. Never mind. Anyway.
No.
So, anyone who doesn't understand that one, you're going to have to ask Kaylee. So,
Thanks.
well, you're welcome. I'm pretty sure you know what that was a reference to.
No.
Yes, I can tell from that answer it was a yes.
All I've got in my head right now is I have a pen. I have an apple. Apple.
And you're marrying her. Well done. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be the photographer for it, so.
yeah, but I'm being paid to be
So please.
so say.
I just think my dad got rid of me so quick.
So he paid him a dowry.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Fair enough. Was it some magic beans by any chance?
Oh, Jesus. What a cow catastrophe.
Mm,
A pineapple. Pineapple pen. Apple pen. Pineapple pen. Some pineapple apple pen.
I'm confused.
Have you never
pineapple.
seen that?
No.
Oh my god.
So, we should probably get started with the rest of the side of things. And Raw opened up with Becky Lynch and Adam Pearce in the ring, which was a bit kind of like wasn't
Oh.
expected.
To be fair, for the first match of Raw, it was very interesting.
Obviously, we had Elite recap that ended that led to Lynch wanting in the chamber match, and she was interrupted by Bailey. She called Lita a so-called Hall of Famer. Both women wanted to be involved in the chamber match to get to Mania, and then Bella came out and said that they should go through her to get into the chamber and get their spot at WrestleMania, which, to be honest, I liked. And Adam Pearce too seemed to as well, because he made the main event for the match a triple threat. And if Bailey or Becky won, then they'd be added to the chamber. And if Belair won, neither of them would be added to the chamber. Yeah, I like this. This had stakes, unlike last week's main event and matches.
Yeah.
So we've got a stake straight off the bat.
Yeah, a reason to have a match, and it made sense.
Yeah. So we've got two high caliber athletes that aren't even a stone throw away from the WrestleMania card at this point. So of course they want to be involved.
Yeah. At least you'd hope so.
Yeah. So following that, I've got Street Profits versus the Judgment Day.
Yes, Balor and Priest for those who want specific names.
I mean, I've got that it was a good match, to be fair, but I mean, it's the Street Profits and the Judgment Day. You're not exactly going to get a bad match here, are you?
Yeah, I do have a problem with who won though.
Hey, Caveman.
Okay, you've put over two singles wrestlers over a tag team. Why? I don't like it when they do it, unless it's main event talent, in which case you can kind of excuse it, but this is not that.
No, yeah, I get what you mean.
And I like Balor, and I like Priest, but they are not a tag team, and they're not main event talent. I mean,
No.
you could say arguably Balor maybe, but Priest certainly isn't.
No, I mean, Balor's never really got the spotlight since his first run as the inaugural Universal Champion, and that lasted a day.
I'll say, you mean that one day, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm Universal Champion.
So following that, there was a contract signing between Lesnar and Lashley, which was a bit weird and different, but okay, I suppose. It all broke down as contract signings usually do, but this all happened on the rampway, and Lashley put Lesnar through the table, I think, at the top of the ramp, and then signed the contract and dropped it on him and walked out. They're trying to make. I think they tried to make the contract signing a little different here, and it didn't really. It kind of worked, but it kind of didn't. I mean, it did its job. Like they got the contract signed, but this just didn't make much sense to me.
I do like the idea of trying something different though, because so many of these contract signs are exactly the same, and it's boring as hell. So trying something different, I applaud it, but I don't think I'm with you. I don't think it worked.
No.
I think it's good.
Of course you did, contrarian.
Speaking of things that didn't really work for me, Piper
Hi,
Niven.
Hi, Kaylee.
Hi.
Well, he's talking about things that don't work for him, so I thought I'd say hi, Kaylee.
I wouldn't say it's a special effect. I'm not sure, Caveman. It might be a technical issue. I haven't tried to.
I am a special effect. Sorry, what?
I haven't really looked at it. Apparently, I've got some reverb going on. Well, anyway, the next match I didn't like was Min Chen versus Piper Niven. Don't have a problem with these two having a match. It was more the problem that it was really fucking short, and that was it. It was literally just way too short.
Okay.
This was like less than 5 minutes. It felt like.
Yeah. Kind of a
And then on the other side of that, you had the Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn segment, which was really long. Not to mention they interrupted Baron Corbin, which I found quite funny. So Sami Zayn called out Cody Rhodes. They had a talk. Basically, Sami wanted to know if Cody actually thought he could win at the Elimination Chamber. Cody said yes, but turned it on Sami and asked if he thought he could win. Sami said he didn't know because he'd seen behind the curtain and Reigns' God mode wasn't a joke. He believed he could, but he didn't know if he would, basically. Cody hyped him up and said he wanted to see him not on Raw, but at Mania. And to be honest, this was good. I mean, pretty great promo segment. It's just that it was about 4 or 5 times longer than the women's match beforehand.
Cody does like to talk. It's a thing he has, and to be honest, this ran too long. I get why, but at the same time, you could have given the match before more time and had this be half the time, and you still would have got the same effect.
Yeah, not to mention, like after the match, Baron Corbin's interview was resumed, and he started belittling Cody Rhodes and the Nightmare family, and we all know what happens when that happens. And these two ended up having an impromptu match. Cody was still in a freaking suit and beat the crap out of Corbin and got a win. So this just became like the Cody show for about the space of about 40 minutes.
I would argue with this Cody stuff at present, it may change. This is almost like the Codyverse stuff that happened in AEW.
Yeah.
It's completely not really connected to anything else, but it's Cody and what Cody does. And it
It's
makes no
Cody.
sense when in relation to anything else on the show.
Yeah. Probably the funniest moment of the show was Maximum Male Models eyeing up Otis in a segment. It was good, something different, I suppose. But like he was eating a Coney Island hot dog, and the models came up to him and it was like, "Here's our business card." And like Chad Gable was like, "Oh, I've done modelling before," and they said, "Oh yeah, hand modelling," like taking the piss out of him. It was like, okay, this is different. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes from like there. Whether or not Otis and Alpha Academy are
Yeah.
going to be over or Otis.
I want
is gonna be part
Otis
of it.
to be the model here. I'd love it to be Otis because it'd be great. He
Yeah.
starts doing modeling stuff. It'd be fantastic because he can do stuff like that. So I think it'll work for him. And
Yeah.
Gable should ham up the whole thing when they call him a ham model
Yeah.
because you should. Because why not? Because that's what you do with something like this. It's amusing.
So following that, we had Miz TV. With special guest Seth Rollins, and to be honest, the Seth Rollins and Miz part was actually pretty decent. But then Theory came out and got involved, and for some reason he had to stand tall in this segment over both Miz and Seth by dropping them both. A little bit of foreshadowing there.
Yeah. Not the last time they showed that Miz his butt, though, is it?
Yeah. Miz was also Miz was also talking to Seth about Logan Paul, so obviously it was good kind of storytelling as well, because the Miz has had history with Logan Paul before anybody else has, and this rivalry between Seth and Logan Paul obviously took another high after the weekend was over. Well, Saturday was over.
Yep.
But we'll
Yes,
get to
indeed.
that later.
Mhm.
The main event, to be honest, it was good in theory. Like the whole Becky Lynch versus Belair versus Bailey. If Belair or Bailey win, if Becky or Bailey win, they get added to the chamber match. If Belair wins, neither of them get added to the chamber match. That's great. Don't have a problem with that. But Becky and Bailey didn't win. Belair did, so it just made the whole stipulation seem a bit pointless.
It is, unless you play on this somehow and have a follow through that involves something to do with this going forward.
I think from the look and sound of things, Bailey's gonna go after Lita and totally blame her for everything, and them two will probably have a match at Mania. But this kind of leaves Lynch on the fence, because what's she gonna do? There's no real story here for her.
Well, maybe her and Seth will have a mixed tag against Dominic and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think Seth's gonna have his hands full with somebody else, to be fair.
He can do double duty, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Raw.
Also, WrestleMania's 2 nights, dude.
Yeah, true. So that was Raw.
Yeah, so you know what comes
Highlight
now
for
then.
this week.
Aaron, don't skip, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, go. Right, thank you. In the middle.
So next we had NXT, and the show was kicked off by Bate versus Waller. I didn't have a problem with this match, but I had a problem with it being first, like first up in the show. I mean, felt a bit weird it being here. This was
get
supposed to be as a regards to like Waller having problems with Shawn Michaels and Bates sticking up for Michaels. I thought it would be later on in the show, not up first. But then obviously what happened after the match with Waller getting in Shawn's face and everything, I guess it made sense.
yeah, this is a the reason I think this was first, and I think you've just pointed out there, is just to build this up more. This is not a blow off. This is going to
Yeah.
get more. This is going to build more along the way,
Yeah, I mean, Waller lost this match, as you can
as you
probably
should
guess.
have done.
Yeah. That was followed by a Briggs and Jensen segment where I think it's Jensen, or I can't remember which one it is, but one of them's dating Kiana James and is was going on a date with her, and like Jensen and Henley or Briggs and Henley were giving him tips, and like there's a lot of like Hitch tributes in this, like from the movie Hitch. There's,
Oh, the Will Smith thing, yeah.
yeah, it was like a Hitch tribute of humor. To be honest, it was quite funny.
Well, that's
It's
what this
like,
sort of segment should be, though, because if you do something, have fun with it.
yeah. But then we had the Waller and Michael segment. Didn't have a problem with it. Waller got kicked out of the building. Don't have a problem with that either.
Again, story you're building.
What made me
Absolutely
laugh is they didn't let him get dressed before they kicked him out, so he's still in his ring gear.
Not being funny. If you're going to really kick somebody out of a venue, you don't let them go change.
Yeah.
So I actually like that because it's more realistic.
Yeah. There we had Body Hovey ask Tatum Paxley if he'd be her if she'd be his body time, or as in Hovey time, as in Valentine, and she said no because she was taken. And then he asked Ivy Nile, and she put him in a submission. Didn't have a problem with this, like this.
And this is what should happen in this scenario. Not an issue.
Well, after she was done KOing Hobby, Isla Dawn's voice filled the Diamond Dojo and she started talking. She was like completely not visible, so it's like coming through the speakers and everything.
She found the
this
PA
was supposed to
system.
be- Yeah, basically. I think this was supposed to be spooky, but it just reminded me of when you're in secondary school and you've got like the fucking tannoy system and the teacher talks through it for announcements.
Aaron Carricotters to the office players. You have, once again, we have discovered that you have been a naughty boy. To the office, please.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I didn't mind the Hovey segment part of this, but the Isla Dawn thing just seemed a bit silly because that's all it kind of reminded me of was like secondary school tannoy systems. And the audio on it wasn't exactly great either.
No. And there's like where you need good audio to make it work. That's not a good thing.
Yeah. So following this, I've got Kemp versus Axiom.
Okay, you're missing Tiffany Stratton against Thea Hale. That was before that.
Didn't care about
Stratton,
it. Really.
Stratton won, so let's just keep going.
Oh, that's one thing. The whole schism and what's her face storyline's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
Being weird's fine as long as there's a purpose and a reason why. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
There has to be a reason.
Following this, well, we had Kent versus Axiom, which was a great match. To be honest, I forgot this feud had even started because it had been 3 weeks since they'd both been on TV.
Yeah.
So like this was like a rematch of sorts. Why? One more.
Had you?
And then we had the return of Bron Breakker,
Yeah.
who seemed to be losing popularity, which is a bit. I don't get as to why this is happening. I know he's been champion for a long time, but he's done a pretty decent job.
I suspect, and this is my guess, all of these matches are pretty much the same. And you don't believe he's in jeopardy at all. I mean, look at the guy. So generally, long-reigning champions have an issue of, unless you can give people something to care about or believe in other than just your ability, you are eventually going to have issues where the crowd stop caring. And usually that means they start booing.
Yeah. And of course, all of us expected Carmelo Hayes to come into this and interrupt and make this a little bit more interesting, but instead, we got Jinder Mahal. I don't get this. I don't really understand it. And to make matters worse, there's been a championship match made for this week.
It's a. I think this is simply a case of just to give him something to do.
I was thinking that this is going to be a scapegoat champion, possibly transitional champion, maybe.
Well, WWE have done weird as shit, so.
To not giving Jinder a title shot on the main roster, so give him a title for a couple of weeks to make him happy on the NXT, I suppose. Wouldn't surprise me. No?
Sorry? You have to repeat, sorry.
I said they're not giving him a title shot on the main roster, so give him a championship for a couple of weeks on NXT will keep him happy.
Yeah, and for those with a long memory, you may remember somebody was competed for the NXT title back in the day.
Yeah. And failed.
Yeah. So it could be a case of
redemption story, a little bit.
Yeah, possibly.
So following this, we had Wesley's open challenge, and it looked like it was going to be accepted by Tony D'Angelo until he got attacked by Dijakovic, and that caused Stack to turn around, and it ended up being a 2-on-1 brawl. And then Wesley got jumped from behind by Von Wagner, and the title match started. And Von Wagner choked again.
I am so not shocked by that.
No.
I don't think anyone expected Von Wagner to win this match.
No.
Except for perhaps Von Wagner.
And if they did, they would have done Wesley majorly dirty.
Yeah.
So, following this, we had Pretty Deadly and Gallus in a segment at a bar, which was quite funny. They were playing pool, and Gallus said as long as they kept their drinks full, that they'd stick with them and listen to their proposition. And then after they'd filled their boots with alcohol, they turned around and said to Pretty Deadly if they wanted a title shot, all they needed to do was ask. And they said, "But you've got the beers, yeah?" And Pretty Deadly said, "Yeah, we've got the tab, no problem." And then they saw the price of the bill and went, "How much?"
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like to go drinking with Gallus. Not if I was paid for it. No.
Well, I would like to say in your defence or offence, I don't think you'd be stupid enough to do it.
Nah. Unlike Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, well, we know how much you sympathise with Pretty Deadly, so I'm sure you was crushed by them having to do that.
Nah. So, following that, Trick Williams called out Dragunov, which was kind of funny, not gonna lie. And this was interrupted by Devlin coming out with a patch over his eye because Dragunov had detached his retina last week. And Devlin made this personal by saying that he was going to hurt Dragunov so bad that he couldn't hold his son. And then as Dragunov as this pissed off Dragunov, he took his eyes off of Trick Williams and he got jumped by him. And this is leading to a match between Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov.
Well, someone's going to die.
Yeah. What made me laugh was the segment afterwards was Carmelo in the locker room, and he'd seen the announcement for the world title match between Jinder Mahal and Bron Breakker. And he's and he said, "Who the fuck skipped the line?"
He's got
because
a
Trick Williams came in smiling like he just won the lottery, and Carmelo said, "You do realise you just pissed off the dragon, right?" It's like Carmelo was well aware of what Trick had just done, and he was just like, "You need to be careful." And Trick just kept on smiling and saying, "Nothing's going to stop me. I'm the baddest man in NXT." And Melo was like, "Yeah, sure you are."
Somebody clearly watched NXT UK, Carmelo.
Yeah. I mean, if you can detach a retina from just a punch, then you are some hard bastard.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to do. Generally, not from just one punch.
No. So this led us to a main event, which feels really weird saying because this didn't feel like a main event, really. It was a women's tag team match with Perez and Satomura versus Chance and Carter. And the only thing I was hoping for out of this match was Satomura making her title intentions clear. And lucky us, after the match was over and Satomura and Perez won, she basically picked up a microphone and said, "I've done something for you, and now you need to do something for me," and pointed at the title, basically making her intentions clear. And Perez agreed to it, said that it would be an honour. So we're going to have this match at Roadblock, which will be the pay-per-view before Stand and Deliver next month.
At least that makes sense.
Yeah, I like how NXT are having a pay-per-view next month, but we're not. Like, the main roster isn't. Usually they have Fastlane the month before, but they're not doing one this year.
This week, yes. They're not doing one this week, yes.
They're not doing one in March, which they usually do. They usually do Fastlane before. But we're going to have to wait a month, or like 6 weeks until WrestleMania now.
Probably not the worst thing, honestly.
No.
I think there honestly is too many pay-per-views.
Yeah. I just hope that they use the time wisely and build up some storylines if it's for a double night. But yeah, it's doubtful.
Yeah, we both know better. We know what we'd like them to do, but we know it ain't gonna happen.
Mhm. So, following that, we had SmackDown, which started with a recap of last week's Bloodline events, which was good because I forgot the Usos were told to stay at home, if I'm honest.
Where was it?
Canada, Canada.
Mm-hmm. Told to stay at home.
I didn't stop him the following night, though, did it?
Interesting, isn't it?
I told you that we didn't see him a couple of weeks back, so they're probably settling their differences so they could make it to the premium live event.
Well, it's the only way it works, you see, because otherwise, yeah, they take that stuff really seriously. So if you haven't
Mhm.
sorted that, you can't go.
From what I've heard, WWE made them pay for it as well. They didn't.
As they should have done.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if it's like visa issues or something, that's something they can probably help with and probably should do. That's fine. But when you have deliberately made it harder for you to actually work for the company you're working for, that's your fault.
Yeah. But yeah, they're both cleared now, from what I've heard. And are allowed to travel when and wherever they like again.
Yay, joy.
Saudi have missed them so much.
Yeah, you could tell, right?
Hmm. Well, actually, no, not really, because the chamber wasn't green this year. So, yeah. Following that, Natalia and Shotzi versus Rousey and Baszler kicked off the show. And to be honest, it wasn't a bad match, but with the 4 people in it, you can't exactly expect it to be a bad match.
Yeah.
Rousey took a nasty knock during the match, though. I think it was a throw from Shotzi that she landed very awkwardly, and there was a little bit of a concern as to whether or not she was okay. But I mean, she made it through the match, so I'm guessing I haven't heard nothing to say that she's injured.
So I haven't heard anything either. So it probably just took a bump or something. But sometimes you
Yeah.
can just shake them off if they're not too bad. So it could just be that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was an accident, and I'm sure Shotzi will probably get a receipt somewhere down the line.
Yeah, sure. But if some case it's just a genuine accident, then generally people are all right with it. It's if somebody's tried leaving a mark, shall we say, that's more of an issue.
Yeah.
You tend to only give receipts for people who have actually deliberately tried to do something to you.
Yeah. And speaking of deliberate things, Hit Row doing a rap segment, only to be interrupted by Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy. See, this was the surprise of the night for me, not the fact that Wyatt interrupted Hit Row, because who gives a shit about that?
No, shit row. We've already established that's what they're called. That shit row.
Yeah. The most surprising thing about this was the fact that Wyatt said he'd be watching the Lesnar versus Lashley match at Elimination Chamber, and he wanted the winner.
Sure.
Why? There's no there's no motive for it. Neither of them have a world title. It makes no sense. Bray doesn't have history with either of them either.
But here's the thing with this, and this is why I'd possibly give you a bit of leeway here, right? Yeah, there's no history that we know of or anything like that. But maybe Bray can make something out of this. I'm willing to give Bray the benefit of the doubt because he can do that. However, you get one shot of that. And if it doesn't work, it looks bad. And yeah, because if you can't make that work, then it's kind of weird that he's done it.
I'd also like to point out that, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Extreme Rules, but nobody really won that fucking match. I mean, they did, but did they really? I mean, Lashley won via DQ because Lesnar kicked him in the balls. This feels like they've like thought about this and said, yeah, okay, go on, Bray. And then when it comes to the pay-per-view, they said, oh no, we don't want to do this Bray Wyatt thing. Just cause a DQ, so it's like there's no winner.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna have to have this match again at WrestleMania with no like disqualification, which is what the match probably should have been in the first place. But yeah, it kind of surprised me and took me off guard him asking for the winner of this match because there was like nothing really in it for him.
Yeah, it was a bit odd because of that reason. Because unless you kind of give it, you need to kind of explain why you're doing this. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So you need some sort of explanation for this. And if I don't give you one, it really is really stupid.
Yeah. So following this, we had a pretty well, I say it's like a mini historic moment, I guess you could say. Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio exchanged masks.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Obviously, the exchanging of masks in the Lucha Libre culture is very like a big sign of respect.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger deals of such things because you don't just give your mask to anyone.
No, yeah. So them doing this was like a nice sort of thing, but at the same time, I was kind of confused as to why, because they haven't exactly been on screen a lot together.
Yeah, but let's be honest, right? If you're a luchador, you want Ray's mask.
Yeah.
That's not hard to understand. It's the other way around that's the issue because you haven't explained it.
Yeah, but also this is the first time we've seen Ray give somebody his mask, like especially televised as well. Because I mean, there's been luchadors in WWE in the past, and he's never done this on camera.
Yeah, this is a WWE thing. It has happened in other places, though.
No, yeah, of course. So I mean, you had Sin Cara, his tag team partner, and they didn't exchange masks, from what we know.
Yeah, but the Sin Cara and the Sin Cara.
True.
That's a long story. So
I'm trying to think of other one. Ultimate Dragon for the older generations.
But Ultimo Dragon's a bit different because Ultimo Dragon was actually Japanese, not Mexican. So it's yeah, he was a luchador, but he wasn't a Mexican luchador. So the rules are a bit different for someone like him.
Oh, okay. Andrade Cien Almas.
Oh, you mean that piece of crap?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going there because it's the only other luchador I can think of.
Yeah, but fine. If you want to actually think of other luchadors, okay. Let's see: Rey Fenix, Penta, Juventud Guerrera, Super Carlo, Psychosis.
Jushin Thunder Liger.
Not a luchador. Japanese.
Still had the same type of wrestling.
Yeah, Luchadors are Mexican generally. There are some exceptions, but they are generally Mexican.
Hmm.
So, but you'd be looking at people like that. You could have gone with Conan, honestly.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, Conan was a luchador.
They're not going to bring up scripts then.
You funny.
Oh, okay. Well, the last thing that I've got for SmackDown was Zayn's end segment. It was literally 5 minutes. He stood in the ring and literally had the crowd serenade him for fucking 5 minutes, and then he basically said Roman was going down and mic dropped. This was like minimum effort.
Yeah.
Like barely any impact, and kind of just was like, yeah, I'm losing. Look, write it on a t-shirt. Because
Yeah, sometimes
we both know
it's
from
very clear.
WWE's booking history that every time the challenger is on the up the night before a big show, they're not winning.
Yeah, let's go with, I would say, to be fair, because there has been times it has happened, but 99% of the time, you ain't winning.
Yeah. And like I said to you last week that this is going to be like the brand new Montreal Screwjob. Like something's going to happen, and it's going to cost Zayn the title.
Yeah.
And what happened? Exactly that. But we'll get to that next in the Elimination Chamber rundown.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was only 5 matches in the Elimination Chamber.
You mean this show?
Yeah. Sure. The Elimination Chamber started off with the Women's Chamber match first. It was a very quick chamber match. It was like, get in there, get in there, get in there, get in there, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. There wasn't like a lot of time inside the chamber. Like it felt rushed.
Yeah, and I don't like that when I do that with chamber matches.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be rushing them.
No. It was like if you got hit with a finisher, you're out straight away. There was no kicking out of a finisher, even though they've kicked out of other people's finishers multiple times. It was literally, you get hit with a finisher, you're out. You get hit with a finisher, you're out. There was no like kick out from anyone unless your name was Oscar.
Yeah. That was the other thing about this chamber match as well. So obvious who was going to win this match.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to Mella and Oscar. So, I mean, actually, no, it came down to Liv, Mella, and Oscar. And Oscar easily capitalized. Liv Morgan got put in a double submission. She had Oscar with a Fujiwara armbar on, and Natalia had her in a sharpshooter. This is the only way that I can see Liv Morgan being involved in WrestleMania this year, is if she said, I never tapped in the chamber, and you have to tap out to submit. There's no disqualification inside the chamber. So it's like a little bit of a grey area there. Because she didn't tap out, and she had like 2 submissions on. She passed out. So she never really got eliminated. And that's the only way I can see them actually using that in a story sense.
Yeah, but it still counts as a submission, though. It's a technical knockout. For those of you who are unaware of the rules, Yeah, if you pass out from a submission move, the referee basically stops the match because technically you win as a technical knockout from that.
Yeah.
It's not a submission.
So Oscar got Mella and won the championship opportunity at WrestleMania. This feels kind of like a redo of 2019.
Hopefully
Oscar
get it
versus
right this
Charlotte.
time.
I hope they get it right this time. Because last time it was shit.
Yeah, because the wrong person won.
Speaking of shit, we had Lesnar versus Lashley next, and we've already discussed this kind of. And Lashley won via DQ in under 10 minutes because he had Lesnar in the Hurt Lock and Lesnar kicked him in the gonads to get out of the Hurt Lock. Even though, like, if you watch it back close enough, it hit him in the thigh, not the balls, so it wasn't really a low blow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know not all low blows actually hit in the gonads. They're just supposed to look like they did, but this really didn't look like a low blow.
Yeah, it should at least pass for one, yes. Rather
Yeah.
than just be, oh no, he hit me in the thigh! DQ!
Yeah. And this felt like a kind of like lazy low blow. So I'm not supposed to win this, I don't give a shit. Oh no, I hit him in the balls.
Basically, Lesnar had what I like to call loose face.
Yeah.
So, there's always a possibility this was not what meant to happen as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah. But yeah, not sure who Wyatt's going to face here. But, oh well. Triple
Maybe
threat?
it's both of them. Yeah.
Triple threat.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
What I did kind of have a problem with was Judgment Day versus the Grit couple. This was way too long. And this made no sense to me because Beth and Edge won this. So I get it, but can this be over now? Because it's boring.
Yeah. For those of you wondering, this is why that chamber match was short.
What chamber match? The women's one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was too long and it was boring.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. You should have knocked a load of time off this and given it to a chamber match.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm an Edge fan. I like Edge and I like Beth Phoenix. But this was just fucking boring. It was long. Didn't really need to happen. It's like this whole rivalry between Judgment Day and Beth and Edge is just it's getting boring. It feels like schoolyard antics at this rate.
Well, that's what it is.
So speaking of schoolyard, the match after this is the United States Elimination Chamber match. Probably in the better half of the show, to be fair.
Yeah, but the thing with this, after what happened on Raw, it was very obvious who was winning.
Yeah. And from all the rumors that have been going around speculating who he's facing at WrestleMania, you can kind of imagine.
Yeah, I have a theory about that.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Mm.
So, it was great.
But Aaron, you can't see it.
I mean, the match in itself was pretty damn good. Started with Seth Rollins and Gargano in
Well,
like
look who's in the match.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. The only thing that surprised me was Bronson Reed was first out.
See, now me, right, if you're in a match like that and there's a bunch of small guys, the first thing you do is you pick on the biggest.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Tactically, it made sense, but
The
story-wise, I
thing-
think it might have been better if you'd been there longer.
I mean, looking at the final three that were in the match, you had Ford, Rollins, and Theory. Ford had pinned two of them. Ford pinned Bronson Reed, and I'm pretty sure he pinned Priest as well.
I believe so, yeah.
Because Theory got Gargano out, I think. But that stomp on Montez Ford that Seth hit, that looked like it fucking hurt. And then
I
obviously,
That was clearly the idea.
yeah. But obviously that was a setup for what happened next, which was him getting carried out. And as he was getting carried out, the chamber door was just wide enough, open wide enough for Logan Paul to come in and take out Seth Rollins so that Theory could retain.
Yeah.
And this sets them up for Mania, apparently.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Just what I want to see.
Yeah. Oh well, gonna have a match to eat our snacks through. Or go get snacks through.
It's what I call the toilet break.
Yeah. Yeah, for anybody who didn't catch that, Austin Theory retained his United States Championship and will be facing somebody at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but you can't see who it is yet.
No, and you might not see him on the night either, to be fair.
Yeah. Because you never know. Because honestly, half the time, you can't see him.
Yeah. Hello, Twitch Skeptic. Welcome in.
Yeah, wave to the lovely people. So, oh yeah, lovely people. Yeah, if you do have questions or comments like normal, feel free to get involved and involve yourselves. We're perfectly willing to take those. Doesn't have to be about what we're talking about either.
Oh, I forgot we had a question earlier from Eagle.
Yes, we should
He
probably
said,
answer those.
He said, "What's your opinion on Andrew Tate?"
This again, right? Okay, I've actually done some research into Andrew Tate, by the way, and it looks like he's going to get let out of prison.
Right.
Okay, and the reason being is it turns out the evidence was falsified.
Oh, joys. Politics.
So, does that mean that he's a good person? Not necessarily, but in this instance, it appears he isn't actually guilty of what he's been charged with. Does that take away from anything else that he may or may not have done? No, of course it doesn't.
Thank you for the
But-
hydrate, caveman.
To give you the honest opinion, I'm not a fan of something that is homophobic. I'm not a fan of somebody like that. Just not.
Can't say
I
that
don't
I am
understand
either.
Yeah, it makes no bloody sense to me. I don't get it at all.
Oh, I've just been told to read a cheesy joke.
Go for it. Read cheesy joke. I like cheesy
What?
jokes. Go ahead.
What is a lion's favourite cheese?
Go
Roquefort.
on. You're right. That is a cheesy joke.
Yeah.
So, is that one of those Twitch things? Is it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. So, last match of the night
Okay.
was Roman
Sorry.
Reigns versus Sami Zayn.
I have a question back. Who asked the Andrew Tate question?
The Screaming Eagle.
Screaming Eagle, what do you think of Andrew Tate? I would like to know what your opinion is.
We'll see if he's still in the chat.
because I like to know other people's opinions as well, because I don't see mine as being the de facto opinion.
Yeah.
So
Oh, jeez. I'm not sure if he's still about. He might be lurking because he's a streamer too, so he could be in other people's streams.
okay, no worries. But
I'll keep an eye on the chat. If he responds, I'll let you know.
yeah, just kind of curious because I do like to know other people's opinions as well. Because I'm one of these people who likes to know what other people think of stuff. So
Yeah.
Because Andrew Tate came up on a previous thing, I looked into it a bit more and I found out a few things. So because I figured it may come up again, weirdly. So
yeah, it's funny how things happen.
Yeah, so doing your research. So yeah, so there you go.
So Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn.
Uh-huh.
Well, the "fuck you, Roman" chants were welcomed. Because I mean, like, who doesn't
Well,
love
where
that?
were they? Take a wild guess where they were.
I mean, to quote commentary, Roman had never been in such a hostile environment in all of his life.
To use typical WWE vernacular, we're in Bizarro land.
I mean, like, it had the Philadelphia crowd kind of vibe to it, didn't it? They were brutally honest. And
Yeah, I bet Heyman
most
had
people
flashbacks
watched
to
it.
ECW.
Yeah. Or to be honest, his reception kind of reminded me of the Monday night after WrestleMania, that he beat the Undertaker.
The Undertaker, yeah.
Yeah, it was that kind of response from the crowd. It's like I hadn't heard such a vocal crowd with Roman Reigns since that night, and I didn't think I'd hear one like that again. All right. Eagle has responded. He says, "Right, hear me out. I think he's trying to help in some way, trying to help those with smoking and depression. The rest of his shit he doesn't agree with."
That's fair enough. Absolutely. Just because somebody has one aspect of them that's not great doesn't mean that everything they do is bad, though, which is the thing people need to bear in mind. But it depends what the bad thing is, honestly. But it has to be something you can prove they've done that's bad. But yeah, if you try and help people with depression, that's a good thing because that's not a nice thing to suffer from. I know a lot of people have had it. So if you can help somebody in that situation, yeah, there's one. It's good to help them.
I've got crippling depression.
Yeah, but you're getting married. That's your own fault for that.
Wow. It's okay. She's got headphones on.
I know, that's why I said it. I haven't heard of her, so I figured I was safe.
Yeah. I don't know. Define safe.
Well, she didn't hear me.
I don't know. She's a kind of concentration face right now. No, it's not strike. Anyway.
I was gonna say she's not enjoying Grey's Anatomy then, no.
I don't know what she's watching, to be fair. What doing?
Watching the Ultimatum, Marry or Move On.
The what?
Called the Ultimatum, Marry or Move On.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it sounds like one of those reality show things.
Yeah.
With a title like that, you know it's a reality show.
Well,
Speaking of which, sorry, Katie. Speaking of which, did you watch MILF Manor yet?
no, not yet.
Eagle says what he's been arrested for is bullshit at the minute because it's not been proven. Yeah, apparently the evidence was falsified, Eagle.
Yeah, that's what seems to have come out. So it looks like that's not going to happen. So, and to be honest, if somebody's been fitted up for something, I don't agree with that at all. You need to be able to prove somebody's done something, and it has to be not made up. proof, actual proof. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I will stand up for anyone's right to not be falsely accused of something. Okay, you have to be able to prove someone's done something
Yeah.
for it to stand. And I mean, like, as in you have to go before a judge, got to be found guilty and sentenced and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's complete hearsay.
Yeah.
And you can't rely on that stuff because people have agendas. Okay, the law is not meant to have one, so it's supposed to be an impartial view.
Yeah, I mean, like, for instance, you can have, like, identity amnesia and all that.
Yeah, or you can get lost in the canoe.
Yeah. Anyway, this match, I've got to say, I enjoyed this match the most out of all of them. Because it had everything. It had, like, there was no unanswered questions after the match. So obviously there was, but there was questions that we was expecting to have still questions about afterwards. It didn't, like, leave anything really. Like, they
That's
left
good
it all
because
in the ring.
that's what you want. You don't really want to have questions unless you're trying to make this last longer.
No, I feel like this is gonna last longer no matter what they do, because I feel like Sammy's got a legitimate right to still want to be in the title picture because he got screwed out of the championship.
Yeah, there is an argument here that, and I'll see what you think about this, that this was, if you're going to give the belt to Sammy, this is where you should have done it. Because you can always get it back to Roman quite easily later on, but I think
I agree.
because of Sammy's popularity right now, you may not get this again for Sammy, and I think that's the problem you may have.
Yeah, I agree, but I also half expect this to become a triple threat match at WrestleMania between Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn because of this happening. And the fact that Cody's already said that he wants to see Zayn at Mania before he didn't, even though he didn't have the title belt. So I can see it working either way, and we know how WWE likes the triple threat.
Yes, they do.
And the popularity of Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes in the same match with Roman Reigns would be a huge box office attraction at this point.
Yeah, which would be one of the reasons I'd always wonder, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Really?
Well, yeah. The only way I see it happening, the only way I see like this going anywhere soon is if Sammy holds on to his momentum and then Cody wins at Mania, and then the first night on Raw, Zayn comes out to challenge him because he got screwed out of the championship and he wins it off of Cody. But that's going to turn Zayn heel probably. And we've seen Zayn do heel stuff, and he doesn't really do it as well as he does face stuff. So it's kind of
Zayn can be a heel, but I don't think it's a long-term thing for him to do.
Nah. But yeah, if I was
especially now.
Yeah, if I was to go back and watch a single match from the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, it would be the main event because it was just good. It felt like a proper pay-per-view match from like 2009, 2007. Something that actually grips you and keeps you in the match. You want to stay and watch the match until it's over.
And that is exactly what you want.
Yeah. It's the first time I've watched a match like this in a little while, to be fair. And I know there was like the home team town crowd and everything like that, but it was still great. Like, I reckon no matter where they had this match, if it was in Canada or if it was in America, they still would have had the same atmosphere. Maybe not the fuck you Roman chants, but still the same kind of like vibe. So yeah, I liked Elimination Chamber. It was pretty decent. Well, the main event was anyway.
Yep,
So
definitely. So,
yeah, that was this week in WWE.
yep, essentially it was. So there we go. But there's a few things that may happen going forward, but we'll see with these sort of things as well, because you never know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but always the way. So all good fun. So, do we have any more questions going out there at all, my man, on your Twitch?
I don't think so. I think. Has anybody got any questions? And ask away. Feel free.
Can be about anything. Not shy.
Doesn't have to be about wrestling.
So I thought we had questions about Andrew Tate, so and that's definitely not wrestling. So
Mm-hmm.
you can ask us questions about Kaylee, and we can make up some good answers for you.
Mm-hmm.
What? I think I was putting two conversations together then. Like, I was listening to my show, but then I could hear you talking. I think just merged conversation. What? I heard my name.
I didn't say anything.
What did you say, Peter?
I said words in a sentence.
Oh, so that's how it worked.
Yeah,
Mm.
that is how that's how humans speak. They construct words into a sentence and talk to
You
people.
can't see, but I'm flipping you off right now.
Excuse me, what?
I'm flipping you off right now.
Oh, okay. Not for the
You should
first
be
time
lucky.
then. Every time she does that, she's just calling me number one, which I am flattered by. I am number one. I am number one.
Apparently you're number 2 at the minute.
Okay, so 2 of them. Sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Go back to my program.
Yeah, you didn't watch MILF Manor.
That's what Eagle called it.
I really want Kaylee's response to MILF Manor because I'm really curious.
Have you watched MILF Manor?
No, I don't know what it's on.
Just do a search for it. You'll find it somewhere.
I don't think I want to, honestly.
Is it the program I'm thinking about?
Maybe.
Oops, we haven't got that, says Netflix.
The one that they have literally 40-year-old women with their sons move into the house and then yikes. I've not seen it, but I think you've spoken to me about it before, or Eagle has.
I have,
I'm not
yes.
sure.
I've spoken to you about it, yes.
Apparently it's on Paramount Plus.
Oh my god. That's peak.
I just honestly, it's more the fact I'm just curious as to what Kaylee's reaction to that show.
Have you got Paramount Plus?
Oh my god, watch it on the Apple TV app.
You can get it free for like 7 days and just watch Paramount Plus for 7 days without paying for it and just cancel it.
So the first episode is MILF said knock you out. The last episode is I'm a big boy now.
Yikes.
Now, who thinks, out of all the people watching, who thinks Kaylee should watch MILF Manor?
I'd like to have a reaction stream to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who thinks Kaylee should watch MILF Manor on Karen McCullough's Twitch stream?
Wouldn't be able to stream it. You'd have to do like a reaction stream.
Oh no! That's what I mean. You won't see the show, but you'll see her reaction to the show.
Right, let's see if
I'm not sure if you can get Paramount Plus on Xbox.
You can, if there's an app store, yes, you can, because you can get it on pretty much anything. I got Paramount Plus because I wanted to watch the thing with Stallone in it, didn't that? Because that's the channel it's on, where he's the mobster.
Well, I just said it on Apple Plus, but it's not saying it's on here.
You sound really disappointed.
Well, it's Loki did because I've just done a free trial for this.
You can always cancel it. It won't cost you anything anyway. But yeah, Aaron's audience needs to let us know whether Kaylee should do a reaction to it.
I don't think there's any more questions from anyone.
Or even the trailer. Because I can find you the trailer, I'm pretty sure of that.
I could probably find the trailer, but my phone's here and I'm using the Xbox to stream the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So I will have a look for it. So
The shame there's not a watch along feature on the stream.
Twitch has one, but it has to be sent us on Amazon.
Well, I think that's on Amazon.
I found it. I found the trailer for it.
Oh boy.
In the private chat, my man. That's the link to the trailer.
I can't watch it while we're on this live stream, so I have to copy and paste it.
That's why I told you where it was. You can just grab it.
Oh crap.
But what you can do is send it to Kayla so she can watch it.
Hang on. Just about to go onto YouTube.
Get off the chat. Oh wait, I can switch tabs and I'm still with you, I think.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, as long as you've got your browser open, you just open another tab, it will work. Because I'm hosting the stream.
Yeah, you can still hear me.
I can still hear you, yeah, because I'm hosting the stream, so you shouldn't have an issue. Even though you're rerouting it for your Twitch, it still shouldn't affect anything.
Okay, I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear it, can you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Ew.
Let's see what happens, guys. I'll be curious.
So I got a train trailer.
Okay. I'm kind of like I'm like torn. I'm like it seems like a Love Island kind of vibe, but at the same time it's like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, that's not a bit of me, thank you. I definitely would not go on a show where my son was dating another mother.
I mean, at least you know if he looked after, I suppose.
I just figured it's a good idea to give you some context, so when I make those sort of jokes about MILF Manor, you will understand what I'm talking about.
I'd be more worried about them having a kid with the MILF. Like what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So it comes to the kid's like 7th birthday and he started school. Why is your grandma picking you up? That's my mum.
It'd be even worse if you had two mothers and two mothers and their sons was dating each other. Like the son was dating one mum and the other son was dating so there's only two women.
Yeah.
So mum was dating one, mum was dating the other.
Mm-hmm.
So then his kid will be his brother / grandson.
You mean because basically you'd be your own stepdad, but also your stepson sort of thing? One of those sort of weird dynamics, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting the Aunt May back on.
You mean if I found you the episodes, Kelly, you wouldn't watch it?
Yeah, no, I'm good to. I don't want to see if he's a big boy now.
I don't know. I reckon it'd be kind of funny to watch.
Oh yeah, there are people who do reaction streams to that show, and they're hilarious. And
I mean,
thought
me
it'd be
being
funny to watch.
autistic as fuck, I reckon my reaction stream would probably be funny.
I mean, not being
If I was
funny,
to
and
do one.
you can ask your community this. I think it would be a good idea for you to do reactions to certain things when you watch them, and possibly doing the streams.
Yeah.
For that exact reason, I think it could be funny.
Yeah. Ooh.
I bet you'll never think of WWE the same way again, eh?
No.
Just remember, it can never be MILF Manor bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. What, is Jesus messaging you?
No. Oh. Okay.
Let's see.
We should probably say goodbye to people on Twitch because we're done with the rest of and stuff. Really.
What?
Huh?
You're joking.
Oh no, that's quick. We've refined it like just to sort of short and stuff because basically it was starting to depress Aaron.
Face.
And we're all about mental wellness and well-being on this show.
She's just silently nodding her head.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would we torture Aaron unnecessarily? That's Kaylee's job.
You don't torture Aaron, you torture me.
Yeah, but you'll get to torture him, so it's fine. You get married, it's kind of in the job description.
I'm not wrong.
So there you go. So, but yeah, honestly, people, if you think Aaron should react to some stuff, you should let him know because I think it'd be kind of fun thing. And also, as long as you obviously are like giving your like your bits and your donations and stuff, that will help too. Because the more you support Aaron, the more he'll do stuff for you. But yeah, give him ideas and stuff. You know, he does the charity streams and everything, and does the game streams. But if you want to do stuff, let him know.
I mean, I had a friend tell me that I should do like a open forum on my on my channel, like once a month, where people can come in, ask me questions, get to know me a bit more.
It's not a bad idea.
But I mean, I don't know really because I don't really I'm not sure I'd have the confidence for like that sort of thing. Because there's getting to know you, and then there's getting to know like you in person. Like when I'm gaming, when I'm like in public, I'm a lot different. I feel more comfortable when I'm gaming.
No, I got it. What you could do though, right, when you do one of those streams, if it's easier for you, just play a game while you're doing them. Yeah, something that helps you not think about it too much. So that way, when people ask you questions, it's not such a "oh my god," because you're still doing something you enjoy, but your streams are more focused obviously towards answering, but you also get the games as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that would work better for it, possibly, because you just said it yourself. You're more comfortable when you're gaming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if people want to know stuff about you, that's probably the easiest way to do so. And obviously, it lets them know you're more comfortable with stuff when you're gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when Katie speaks to you, is when you're gaming, because she knows you're more comfortable that way. Just think it's rather awkward when it comes to the bedroom, but you know, that's what joysticks are for. But anyway.
So anyway, we are gonna raid out on Twitch to Uno Moss, who is playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Nice. I've actually I've had a look at some of the bits of that game. It looks kind of good actually. So
yeah, it does seem really fun. The graphics are really interesting as well.
Yeah, everyone I've seen playing it seems to enjoy it, which is always a good thing for a game. It's a good sign.
Yeah.
Then there's me that's going to download Disney Dreamlight Valley.
What was that, Kaylee? What'd you say?
Dreamlight Valley.
What was that about your Disney Glitter Valley? What?
Yep, exactly right.
Okay. That's the name that Kaylee gives to a special place she has. Anyway.
So yes, say goodbye to people on Twitch.
Bye bye, Twitch people. Let Aaron know stuff. If you got questions, obviously let us know too.
Okay, and we are gone.
Okay, so bye to the Fridges. Hello, YouTubers and YouTube audience. So you lot tend to be much more quiet, so which is cool. But so what we can always do is just talk a bit more to them, or we can let them go too. What do you think? What should we do? Have you been watching Madagascar?
Pop it up. No. Fun fact, I've only ever seen the first one.
How could you?
Actually, no, I've seen the first one and the second one.
You need to watch the rest of them.
Nah.
And if you don't, I'll make you watch MILF Manor.
I'd rather watch MILF Manor.
To be fair, I'd rather watch MILF Manor than any Disney film that's come out in the last 6 years.
Can't agree.
Oh,
Right.
I can. Because I, for one, prefer my stuff to actually make sense and be entertaining. Strangely enough. But there you go.
You've missed a bit. You've missed a. Thank you.
Aaron, what bit have you missed?
I don't know.
Sorry. So have you actually decided on your exact suit, mate? Or are you going to pick for when you get to the store? What?
I'm buying online due to
reasons.
Yeah, it's just easier for me. I can always get it like altered if I need to.
I was going to say, yeah, what size-wise, sizing that could be an issue then. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy bigger so that way I can have it altered smaller. So that way there's more of the fabric.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's much harder to make something bigger than it is to make it smaller.
You mean the other way around?
That was for Kaylee. She knows why.
I mean, I find it pretty easy to make something small that's big, or make something big that's small.
Kind of my point.
However, trying to make my smaller wedding dress to my size is going to be quite tricky.
Dresses are hard to do it with anyway. Suits tend to be easier. So that could be a fun little thing. But there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Left.
Up.
Down.
Diagonal.
Vertical.
You're all right. Left, right, up, down, diagonally.
And that is the name for Kelly's favourite sex position.
Hey, you can't beat a bit of diagonally.
Oh boy.
Or as the rest of us call it, spelunking.
Yikes.
Just Aaron, just make sure you hold your nose, boy.
No comment.
Probably best you don't.
Off to see the wizard.
I hate to think why you're seeing him for, but there you go. Is it because there's no place like home? Yes. It's definitely much better, I think, now that we've refined this a bit more, because, you know, some of that stuff is just, we don't talk about. So it does make it much easier.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we'd have to try and think of things to say about Tiffany Stratton. That's good.
Hey, can you peel me like a coconut?
What did she
Use
say?
the hammer and scoop out your insides.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know what? She wants to be open like a coconut.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, that means she wants to be split open and you have to eat out all the insides.
You see, when she said that, I straight away thought of the carnival when you had that blooming coconut toss. Fucking launch a ball at a coconut and knock it off the pipe.
You're finished. That's why I asked. Yeah, it's very satisfying.
Poor coconut. You've not taken off all of its dignity. Just got, like, forced onto a machete blade and ripped apart.
Maybe it's that coconut's kink. You never know.
Yeah, to be honest, I did see a lot of juice on the machete.
Yeah, maybe it liked it.
Sorry, he got some milk, not juice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Hi, YouTube! I got sent a survey earlier today by YouTube, by the way.
Alright.
Asking me if I'm what I'm satisfied with and what I'm not, and about how I make money off this platform. And I'm like, you're right. It's all good fun. I did put the truth in the responses though. I was like, no. Be curious if they actually give me any response to it.
Mm-hmm.
Be funny as hell.
Yep.
Anyway, YouTube, I'll say goodbye to you guys as well because Aaron's now been distracted by something else. So I'll say goodbye to you later. Bye, YouTube.
Distracted by something else. What?